as Xhosas, as Zulus and others, but as African people. And that is a historical mission of the ANC as we speak today. That among others, everything we do, it must be among others seek to advance that mission, to unite the African people. That's why we continue as the African National Congress and our government to play a role in some parts of Africa to make sure that our liberation, South Africa will not enjoy our freedom if there are pockets of the African continent that are unstable. There's political instability. We continue to play that role. That's why we condemn these attacks, because they are antithesis of what that historical mission of the ANC is.
And will the party be part of the 1 million men march that is being organized for Friday?
From our point of view, like I said, we need as many voices as possible, but one message. And I think in order to do that, for an example, tomorrow at our head offices at Lotuli House, we have organized, again, to enhance this view of many voices, a number of sports personalities, celebrities, whether you're talking about Kaizer Chiefs, Pirates and Sundowns are one of the biggest clubs in the country. And in particular, they are where they are because they've had shining stars from these African countries, our sister countries. And we've invited some of these players to come and express our view and express that one voice, one message, many voices, one message. We have people like Umama Yvonne Chaka Chaka. We've got a big footprint in African continent. We've got MTN, big footprint and a big market share in the continent to come, because we need as many voices as possible with one message. We would embrace any initiative. You would have seen today the leadership of the African National Congress, given the fact that all our structures were on the ground since last week Friday to meet with communities. Today you reported about a march. They met with this march. Our premier of Gauteng was there, and the leadership of the ANC. There were marches in the West End led by the structures of the Youth League. There are activities throughout the country, which members of the public, we want to thank them because they've been participating. Because majority of South Africans, they are against these attacks. Majority of South Africans, they embrace these foreign nationals. It is few people, but few as they may be, we must continue to spread the message. And I think even on Friday's activity, we'll embrace as the African National Congress and join that activity of 1 million men march.
And let me now bring in Thabiso Mncube, the organizer of the 1 million men march. Let's look at the message that you'll be bringing out there. What is it and how will it be coordinated?
We are calling on all South Africans, especially those who are participating, in these barbaric attacks, to stop it. We are, as South Africans, we are known for Ubuntu. These brothers, when we visit their countries or when we do business in their countries, they take care of us. They never treated us as we do in this country. So our message is clear and loud. Stop it. It is wrong, and it has to be corrected. So what we are doing with this march, is to send a message out there, with many voices, as Zizi has said, but with one message, to say, please stop this. It is wrong, and it has to be corrected. We cannot, as a country, we cannot expect government to do everything right. We have to meet government halfway. We cannot sit while people are killing each other, are killing other people in this country. These are our sisters and brothers. And to add on that, you find in many situations that, I have a wife in Nigeria, and kids as well, So how do I justify it, to kill such people? Because those people are my people,
Now, the march itself will be in Pretoria.
Yes.
But how then will you make sure that it's inclusive, that people from right across the country, right across the spectrum are there?
We have organized transport, from Johannesburg to Pretoria, which will leave on Friday at 7 o'clock in the morning. We are gathering in Pretoria City Hall. That's where the march will start and proceed to the Union Building. And the speeches, will be delivered at between 11 and 2. By church leaders. We have Bishop Thabo Makgoba of Anglican, who will be leading the march. We have Professor Pitikantuli. We have Yvonne Chaka Chaka. We have invited political party leaders, to come and speak, to use that platform to say no, it is wrong.
All right, Zizi, coming back to you, let's just look back at what the former leaders of the ANC have said in terms of where they stand on the continent. It will just come up anytime now. But look, this, for instance, if you can turn, you can see it. It's right here. Pixley Kaseme, they're saying, I am an African, and I set my pride in my race over against a hostile public opinion. Now, this clearly shows that the organization was Pan-Africanist in its core. And do you think people in general can go back to this?
One of the important values of the African National Congress in terms of its internationalist character is that of solidarity, peace and friendship. And we think that given those values, it may be important that we must continue to imbue our society with those values, given the historical nature. I mean, many leaders like Pixley who defined not just those values, but who defined the character of the African National Congress even before it was formed in 1912. It is precisely that reason that we can agree 21 years on into democracy that lest we forget where we come from and we redefine ourselves outside of the continent.
Now, there is another statement that was made just a week ago by the Secretary General of the ANC, Gwede Mantashe, who said that the solution to these attacks may be in the setting up of refugee camps. And the question that has been asked since is was he saying his personal opinion, or is this the policy from Luthuli House?
The issue that we are looking at, we don't want to mix messages. Yeah. I think that we are looking at the long term. At the short term, the message is that let's stop violence, let's stop these attacks. I think that is the immediate message. The message about immigration laws in the country. How do we then regulate people are documented? Do we have, for example, documented legal or illegal migrants in the country as we speak? It's an issue that I think our government, Minister Malusi well articulated how government recently, for example, adopted the amended bill on immigration. It is but one part, because it's no longer about home affairs, it's about issues of security in the country. And I think going forward, the government is looking at many other options. But we need to tighten our borders. And I think the president made a statement in parliament that among others will deploy soldiers as immigration personnel to deal with this issue. So there is program and a plan by government to deal with issues of immigration in the country. I think what the SG was talking about, we need to have a much more tighter regulations to make sure that if the issue is about illegal immigrants, let's deal with that. But legal or illegal at the moment is not an issue. We need to make sure that we stop at violence.
And very quickly, just before I let you go, Zizi, this is not the first time that we are having these attacks, and we have had the same messages or some messages from the year 2008 and now again in 2015. Now, what do you think we should learn as a country from these experiences?
I think what we must appreciate is the fact that the majority of South Africans in the first instance are peace-loving people, and they are against these attacks. Even if you look back in 2008, it wasn't 50 million people. All of a sudden, the country was on fire because everybody attacked foreign nationals. As we speak now, we're talking about a few. What we're talking about hotspots around Gauteng, even in KwaZulu-Natal. These are people that I think must be attended to. That as a country, we must learn in terms of how we deal with these issues. There will always be individuals in society who may, not because of any genuine reasons, but because of whatever ulterior motives. For example, if there's an issue about illegal foreign nationals in your country, why do you loot a shop? It does not, because you're unemployed, it does not give you a job. Why do you kill? It does not give you a job for killing somebody. And I'm just saying there cannot be any justification for any of these actions. If there could be another platform where we deal with other issues, it is not related to what is going on at the moment.
Well, thank you so much. That was Zizi Kodwa, the national spokesperson for the governing party, the ANC, and also to Thabiso Mncube, the organizer of the Million Men.